This video specifically is not for the ones who are unintelligent, who think life is only fun and entertainment. I've got two friends for these people. Hello, bye. And for the others who have some intelligence, on the 46th episode of Detox, I will be talking about something really close to my heart. I will be divulging to you why, after 13 regular years of gymming, after 7 certificates in health and fitness, I stopped going to the gym. And as a bonus for everyone who sticks around for the end of this video, I will tell you my 5 best home workout equipment. So keep watching. Roll credits. So guys, it's specifically hard to let go of things which you have invested a lot of time and energy. I have given 2.5 hours of my daily life, 6 days of my week, 315 days of my year to the gym for the last 13 years before I decided to quit. And I quit because of certain events and certain realizations. So I've been going to many gyms over the last 14 years, and I have always seen two kinds of people. One are the ones who are appreciative and inspired by what I do, and the other is the category of people who are jealous and insecure from what I do. This is because over the last 13, 14 years, I have developed a good fitness practice. I have involved functional workouts, I have involved calisthenics and yoga, and I practiced them for long enough to make them appear very attractive. I have tried to utilize all the avenues that the gym offers me in the maximal way. Now, after 13 years, 14 years, it is showing a lot of good results, and that's why a lot of people come up to me and talk to me. They're like inspired, they are very motivated, and they want to ask what I do and how I do it. But then there is another category which is insecure, which is jealous. And this happened last year in one of the premium gyms of Navi Mumbai, where I was a paid client. I had already paid my quarterly membership. I wasn't working out for free. Where the management walked up to me and told me that I'm not allowed to speak to anyone. I don't go to the gym to speak to people because it takes away from my own practice. It takes away from my own concentration and focus. Yes, I'm not rude. If someone comes up to me to talk, I give them an answer. But that answer is not about do this exercise, eat this. It is about be motivated, be disciplined, be patient. I don't come in the way of how the gym works, howsoever the trainers are. I never come in the way of the authorities because I know someone's running a place, they've invested their time and money, let them work. I have my own work, I have my own international holistic clients. I don't need to pick up clients from the gym. But then, what happened then didn't really affect me for that particular time because I left that gym, and luckily I had a friend's gym around. It was more like a dojo, a space where people can learn, and I was lucky to have that at that time. But I also realized that the entire functioning of the gym, it is not the fault of the owner of the gym or the trainers who were insecure or the clients who used to come up to talk to me, but the entire system of a gym is to be blamed, and that happens a lot in India. Most of the gyms are not supported by government, and they have a large running cost. To open a gym, you have to have space. Most people lease and most people rent this space, so the yearly rent is a lot. Then the investment on machines is a lot. Investment on lighting, maintenance, all the employees is a lot, and then come the trainers, who again demand a lot of investment. So, a lot of initial investment, and obviously, someone who's investing that much wants a return, and that's why there is an over commercialization of health, wherein you are forcing things to people, you're forcing trainers to people, and you're forcing exercises, workouts to people. Now, what happens is this is mildly because of the greed of the owner, But we also have to understand that that's how businesses work. There is some sort of greed involved. But when it comes to health, this leads to a very disruptive system, because what happens is then we want a certain number of clients every month. We want personal training from our trainers every month, but we don't want to pay the trainers that much. So it's really hard on the trainers, whether they are educated or not. First of all, uneducated trainers without certificates, without understanding of health, are put just to maintain relationships with clients. They don't know what to, how to change or how to transform clients, but they're just there to be there to lift dumbbells for clients. And that is a very big error, because if actually genuinely there's a good trainer, he will transform one person, then by word of mouth he will have 4 to 5 members at the end of the month. But because business owners fail to understand the relevance of paying a few good trainers a lot of money rather than paying many and having a lot of trainers who are uneducated, this error occurs. And what happens out of this is that the trainer tries unethical methods of getting results for the clients, supplements, steroids. Also, because there is no way that knowledge can help him, because he hasn't spent the time in educating himself, he tends to make an extra buck by aligning with supplement companies, with steroid companies to show clients results. And then at the end of the day, the end consumer has a very narrow vision of fitness because of all this. He ends up believing that going to the gym, being in that vibe, that environment is the only place that he can make that appreciative body, that people around him appreciate him, that he can meet other people who are like him, unidimensional in terms of fitness, which is only visual. And that's where the client also forgets that fitness and health is far reaching, is holistic. So it's the system which is the problem, and it is the system that we have to change together. So obviously there's a realization here which has taken place after maybe 4 or 5 years of training initially, and since then it's been a decade now that I've been understanding the fact that we have to be the masters of our own physical practice. By going to the gym, we become unidimensional, because we are fed that by trainers, we are fed that by people around us. We become unidimensional in terms of our training and our training methods. We think just lifting weights, just running on the treadmill, that is enough. Stretching, a little bit of the works, that's enough. But we have to take ownership of the fact that we are the beginning and the end of deciding our holistic fitness program. It can involve anything, it can be anywhere. It doesn't always have to go and be at the gym. I'm not against gyms. Gyms facilitate health in a very good way, but gyms don't define health. You have to understand the difference. If you don't understand the difference, you become a victim, a zombie, a puppet at the hands of trainers at the gym, owners of gyms. So realize this. Most important thing is realization. Be the masters of your fitness programs. It may or may not involve the gym. It is not mandatory, because I believe, considering Corona right now, I see gyms are basically places where health is promoted and people are crying, please open gyms. There's so many cases increasing in terms of Corona just because people are coming in contact with each other. There are so many more possibilities at gym open, and they have been open. I have to tell you, gyms have been open all throughout the Corona. There has been backdoor entry and people are training there. It is just this desire of people to train at the gym that is making them overlook all the safety hazards. And the gym owners are complying to client needs, because for them, client needs are more important than worldly needs, government norms, and everything. So, my request is for everyone to not think about it right now. Think about it when you're in a happy mood. Do you go to the gym just because of desire? Just because you meet a lot of like-minded people? Just because you might find someone of the other gender? Is it like a, Is it like a social sphere to find someone? Or do you actually practice health? Because if you actually practice health, you can practice anywhere. You don't need the gym. And also, I'm not against the gym. I'm just saying, just give a deep thought before going to a gym. Because if you think that the gym is the answer, you will over invest and over expect things. It can be a part of your program. It is not the whole of the program. So the final part of this video, which I had promised initially, was my 5 best equipments that will support your fitness at home. First of all, the philosophy behind this is we have to develop functional strength. By that I mean you have to be using your body well. You can't just develop muscles, overdevelop certain muscles, underdevelop certain muscles because they are not visible, and expect yourself to be called fit. The people on stage who are bodybuilders, they overdevelop certain muscles. Most of their non-visible muscles are underdeveloped. Most of their body is too toxic. So we have to, as humans, understand that functional strength is very important. I particularly use self-defense as a medium of training my body. So for me personally, it is very important that I am working on a varied range of movements, motions, flexibility, mobility, and strength, specific to enhancing my self-defense practice, which is because I want to be ready for any situation. I don't want to go ahead and fight with people. On the contrary, self-defense practices, martial arts makes you more calm, composed, confident, and peaceful. So that is my philosophy. The first equipment is your body. Nothing more important than your body. Calisthenics, yoga, everything is very important. Second, get a skipping rope. Try to run outdoors or get a skipping rope. Third, resistant tubes or resistance bands. Very important. Enhance the range of motion. It helps you, function at different planes and helps you improve your strength and functionality at the same time. Get some mats. The fourth point is get some mats, yoga mats, or maybe thicker mats at your home so that you have a good surface on which you can practice. You can do a lot of ground based workout, you can do a lot of front rolling, back rolling. You can actually maximize the entire full range of motion. The last part is get a boxing bag. Boxing bag because it will help you in terms of developing punches, kicks. Will help you not only be fit but also develop some set of skills. So those are my 5 best equipments for your home studio, home workout. They work a lot for me. I'm sure if you spend maybe an year's membership in the gym on these equipments, they will help you out for the rest of your life. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'm sure that you will like, share and subscribe it because you've stuck around for so long.